he's got a wild sense of humor. I mean, humor, and I'm dead, whoa, I just can't emphasize it. One day, my wife and I, fairly recent married, a year and a half maybe, and smoking, you know, I used to smoke up to 5 into the 5th pack a day. And it was hurting us financially, even though I was making some good money. And it was bothering my wife, who at the time really felt that this was going to make you sick and all that jazz. And so I tried to quit. And gee, that was half the problem. Never try to do anything. Just do it.
Right.
When you try, you just keep walking over your own shoelaces and tripping face down. But nevertheless, I was pretty successful for close to 24 hours. And then I couldn't take it any longer. And I ran out of the place of work at my break, and boy, I sucked one down in less than 2.5 minutes. Oh, it tasted great. And then I got in and went back to work, but I was feeling really low. I felt like the Creator was riding piggyback on my back. I felt miserable. And finally, I just stood there and I looked up and I placed my hands into the heavens and I says, I'm so sorry, Father, but I just got to have that cigarette. Well, I got home and I looked like I'd been beat to death, you know, just this great feeling of shame, guilt, whatever. I walked into the door, my wife met me, and she, what happened to you? And I had to face the wife, you know, and God's one thing, at least you don't have to look at his face all the time, but you look at this female looking at you, you know she's going to grab a stick and beat you to death. And anyway, I says, honey, I walked past her, and she came in behind me, and she sat at the kitchen table as I kept quiet. And I sat in this great, old, you know, cheap, great padded chair that you sit back and the leg flips up with a big pad for your feet, and it's thick. And I says, honey, I took up smoking again. And the look on her face, she was crestfallen. Here she'd been so proud of me for 18, 20, 22 hours, you know, and I blew it. And I felt so bad about it. And if I can remember correctly, I think tears came to her eyes. She was hurt that bad. And she's sitting right across the room from me at, less than 8.5, 10.5, not even 10.5 feet, about 8.5 feet. And it's daylight. It's you know, summer, about 5:30 in the afternoon. And I am sitting back here with my feet up in the air, feeling really bad, and I kind of leaned forward, and I put my hands up, palm up, and I said, Father, I just wish you'd spank me and get it over with. Wrong words. Wrong thing to say. And I sat back, and suddenly, between my wife and I, she never could see it, but the Creator showed me this huge hand, just a monstrous hand, appeared between my wife and I, and the voice of God chuckled, oh, that twit, chuckled and said, all right, my son. I'm quoting. I'll never forget it. All right, my son. If that is what you really want, then this is just a taste of what it's really like. Suddenly the hand disappeared, and through that huge padded seat, I go, whack! He got me on the butt, and I don't know how, and I flew up. You tell me man can't fly. Gee whiz, man. I got rocketing out of that seat, and my cheeks were hot, and oh, what? And it was a love tap. And my wife, you know, I'm flying up through the air. I mean, it was just like he pushed me out of the chair. And I'm rubbing my rear end before I ever got to the ground, and I'm serious. And my wife's eyes flew open. She, what's the matter? What? And it's, God just spanked me, and he chuckled about it, the dink. Never asked things like that from the Creator. But a wonderful sense of humor. A wonderful sense of humor. And he's done similar, thank God never another spanking, but he's done similar things. Just a great humor.